Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Trash Cans Derby Derby campaign. And today we're taking on a two-skull battle mission in the Arctic. Our company at present has 87,000 sea bills to its name, and that's it. The reason being, I spent 11,700,000 on this Marauder 3R that we've picked up from Free World League Space. Now, I promptly stripped the AC-5 out of it, and down-gunned it, in order to up-armor it. So this Marauder currently has 1430 armor, maximum in every single location, sporting double PPC, double medium laser, and moving at a decent clip, I believe at 5.7. So not too bad there, although it will be one of the slower mechs in our lance. At present, it'll bring some much needed, very much needed, firepower. So we have one enemy on sensors, 50-ton mech, and it looks like they'll have positioning on us, at least for a little bit. Being up on the top of that hill will give them an excellent bonus to their accuracy. Second mech as well, 55-tonner. And this is why we purchased ourselves a new mech. So we are still running two urban mechs, one LAM and one UMR90 with clan tech modifications. We'll have to see how long that lasts. I would really love to put that clan tech in something a bit more valuable, say, you know, the Marauder 3R, something we can really pile in good equipment to. So we'll have to take a look at that, but for right now it gives us a fifth usable mech, and I really don't have much else that I would be able to field. So, you know, having 5 mechs is better than having 4 with marginally improved performance. Because that's all I would be able to get. I don't have a larger core to put in there, so it's not like it would be crazy good with just that little bit of a clan tech upgrade. So we are taking this battle for the money, not the salvage, because, well, we have 17 days to avoid bankruptcy, and for that I need about 500,000 sea bills. So we have very little space to even move to a different planet, and hope that we have a good contract there as well, in order to stay afloat. I do play this like I play most of my Battletech games, at least, which is as much as an Ironman as I can. So, to my knowledge, there isn't actually an Ironman option for BTA 3062. If there is, I missed the button, so my apologies there. But, you know, if we go bankrupt, we lose, which is what I'm trying to not do here. So in the late game, money does become a little bit irrelevant. Usually, you can almost always sell your stockpile of mech parts and cores and all this different stuff to make up the difference, but I had to do that to get the Marauder, let alone do anything else. Alright, so I'm going to move over this way. Bit of a risky position, but the LAM does move at initiative 10. I wanted to see what this was. It's a Rifleman 3C, so that means double AC 10, double medium laser, 680, relatively light armor. So if we take a look, 75, 75, yeah, our urban mech has more armor than that thing, so hopefully we can use the LAM to at least put a dent in them. See what we can do. That looks like all the smalls, but none of the streaks, even with 77% chance to hit. It's times like that where I would have much rather to 50% on standard SRM6s, but, well, that's not going to happen, because I don't have those installed, nor do I actually have them even available in the mech bay, so we need to work on that a little bit. Alright, let's take a look here. We are a little bit overcooled in the polar biome, so may as well fire in everything we've got. Double PPC, double miss, double medium laser, double miss. So, you know, shots at 30% chance, I would have expected one thing to hit, but I am getting used to disappointment, at least where that is concerned. Okay, so we have the Dervish, which has been moved over to max. I do like this build. It needs to be close range, though, so we're going to get him moving around the right-hand side. I'm going to try to sneak up the ridge. Also see if we can get a good position, we can punish the Rifleman 3C with a lot of close-range missiles. So we'll call that good for right now. And we'll start moving up on the right-hand side with El Duce himself, UMR90. See if we can get a flank on either side of our otherwise better positioned Op 4. Shots going in, we do land one medium laser, nothing too crazy. And this just leaves Ridgehound in the Hermes 2. I think he will accompany our UMR90 there. Let's see what we can do. Fingers crossed. Okay, we landed 2 hits, including, hey, 1 to the head. So that's going to give the pilot an injury. Should well, it has the potential of knocking him out should he fail his checks. Doesn't look like it's giving any other debuffs, which is a little bit surprising to me. I thought that it would, but you know, such things happen. So we are actually going to wait with the Irby Lamb, and that's despite taking a bit of fire last turn, and I'll tell you why. The reason is we have 8 evasion pips right here, and if I get very close and one of these guys decides to do a DFA, I'll be sitting through the entire round with nothing. And that's a very good way to lose the Mac, which I would rather not do. Surprise, surprise, I don't want to lose. So we'll play it a little bit by ear. I'd like to up-armor this thing a bit more, but I've even put ferrofibrous on there, and I've got about as much as I can manage while keeping the loadout. And if I drop the loadout even a little bit, I'm not so sure we'll be able to carry enough of a punch to make it really, truly worthwhile. Well, so we can move up there now. Shadowhawk has 3 evasion pips. I'd like to try and focus on this rifleman. I want those AC-10s off the board. So we're just going to wait. This is a lance I would have been very, very scared going up against without the Marauder. We do have a problem with the evasion pips on the Marauder. Even with Trashcan's pilot abilities, we're only getting up to about 4, and if I sprint, we're not going to be able to keep that stability, so we will go down even farther on the next turn. This is why we need so badly to take guns off the field. This is very tempting, going against the Hunchback. But I want to wait. Let's see what the Rifleman does. Hopefully he doesn't reserve down. Looks like they are leaving the Irby Lamb alone. Okay. Oof. Both of those big guns going in, neither one landing a shot, thankfully. Sometimes good things do happen, and that Rifleman has moved into a position I might be able to go after him with the Dervish. We'll have to see. More missiles coming in on the Marauder, but that's exactly why we topped up his armor before we came on this drop. So if we take a look, of that 1430 starting armor, we still have 1258. The only really worrisome section is the left torso, which is about almost halfway, maybe 40% shot through. Not ideal, not what you want, but I've definitely seen worse. So we'll move up here with Dervish. Pretty good position. I don't have a rear shot or anything, but I can pop Battlelord and go in after that Rifleman 3C. It is a side shot, so low odds of pounding through this torso, but even just taking out an arm, I'd be very happy with. We don't need to care about salvage because this mission wasn't taken for any. So no worries about losing anything there. Looks like we almost get through that left leg. Those 70 internal structure is going to be less than pleasant to try and bore through, and I'm going to wait with the Irby Lamb again just because I'm not sure. I don't want to get any sort of friendly fire going if I should come up here and miss with El Duce. So, running up, we do get up to the top of the hill. This is what's so nice about having a very large core in this urban mech. And let's take a shot. 70, 70, 80, and 80 for our accuracy. Only landing 2. I love that. That's so good. Oh, man. And let's follow up the Hermes 2. So hopefully, I should have done the Hermes 2 first. We could have potentially landed a tag, 91.2% chance to do it. And that would have driven the accuracy up for the UMR 90 even more. But I do like what we're doing to that Centurion. It's not going to be a happy camper anytime soon. The Marauder is just going to have to move 2 evasion pips, and I want to avoid building heat because those PPCs are very, very hot. Not the best for stability damage, not the best for accuracy either, except for on the Rifleman, interestingly enough, which is a shot I might take. We do have a frontal shot, so lower odds to damage that already injured left torso and left leg. We'll do what we can. Let's see if we can win PPCs. Structure exposed in the left leg. Evasion lost as well, so we really are putting a dent on this guy. Only 30 structure left there. And now, we can exploit the fact that the Irby is going to go at movement 10 with 0 evasion pips. I know what I said at the beginning about wanting to avoid a bad position, but now we at least have some of our other mechs up there on top as well. To potentially help out should the Irby Lamb get into a dangerous position, which we didn't have before. We are able to take one of the AC-10s off the board, and that Rifleman has seen very much better days than he is currently experiencing. As much as I don't want to hit the back of this already injured Centurion, with my luck we'll hit the arm anyway, so let's just go for it. And we can do a precision strike, slow this guy down, and moving on 5. As well. And unfortunately, it looks like a lot of that went into that left leg. If all of that had gone into either one of the side torsos, or even the rear, we would have potentially been able to take out the Centurion there. But alas, no such luck. Let's follow it up with the UMR90. Not the biggest move, not the most evasion, we might pay for that, but I want to really follow it up, drill through, grab that Centurion. And that is a left torso destroyed, pilot injury. I'm not sure if that was from an ammunition explosion or what that was from, but we did get it. And now we're going to go in... No. I would go in here for a rear melee attack, but I can't actually get a punch if I do it. Sorry, I can't get a kick if I do it, I can only get a punch. Oh, dagnabbit. Yeah. Well, I guess we are doing it because I accidentally clicked the button. Oh well. Well, instead of having a chance to kill the Centurion, we instead did not. Great decision to make. Marauder taking more missile fire. I do need a better engine on him. When we do get another good mech and we finally replace that UMR90, I know where that NXL is going. Rather obvious, I suppose. I'd wanted the Rifleman dead, so that I could go after the back armor on the Hunchback, which is very, very light. But I might go after the Hunchback anyway. We'll just have to be a little bit careful here. Now, that Shadowhawk has already moved, so I'm not too worried about a rear strike coming in on our Dervish. But it is possible I end up regretting this. Now, we're at such high heat because of the Battle Lord, but we are about heat neutral on the Arctic without it, so we should be fine alpha striking here. Structure exposed, missiles, ammunition explosion, and that is a dead mech. Very nice. That's why I wanted that rear shot on the Hunchback. And the Rifleman does go up for a rear arc shot on the Dervish, but thankfully missing both shots. That pilot has to be stressed after having taken all the damage that we piled into it this last turn, so silver lining, I suppose, to make up for a precipitous play. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's run up here. Now, it might be worth popping Vigilance on Marauder. It would push us up to moving on 6, which would put us in line with some of their mechs on the next turn. But I think I'm going to do a Precision Strike instead, because I want to see if we can land 1, 2 PPC shots, both of them applying sensors impaired as a debuff, really neutering that shot of the Shadowhawk's usefulness on the field. Dervish dodging more fire. I'm going to have to play it a little bit safer with that guy, or we're going to end up in trouble. Anytime we have really just more op 4 than at present, which would be quite often. I really wasn't expecting to roll only a single lance, and maybe we still will have op 4 joining us, but I don't think it looks like it. Usually ambushers will have come in by now, so we get the kick. Oh, man, I'm sorry, I think of these urban mechs as these cute little adorable trash cans, and just this little run up, hop, and kick thing. It's great. I really enjoy it. I guess it's a silver lining too, right? Like if I don't enjoy it, what am I doing it for? Because of that, none of the op 4s moving on 6, they're all moving on 5, which means I can run around behind the Rifleman, the Dervish, and open up a Precision Strike there. Haven't really injured this, it's a bit of a waste, so we should probably just bore through the left leg. But I tend to go for rear arc shots when in doubt, because you can always get something like this, particularly on inner sphere mechs without good protection from ammunition explosions, things that don't have case, and other ways of protecting themselves are particularly prone to just getting absolutely walloped by an unexpected ammunition explosion. So we're going to run up behind this guy, actually shoot with the Hermes instead of doing an accidental punch, and the Precision Strike will slow him down and moving on 4. This is important, because Trash Can moves on 5, and now we have a rear arc shot with the Marauder, which is very nice. It is obstructed, I could have gone up closer, but I don't want to block off the Irby Lamb's ability to follow up should we need it. PPCs don't have the best accuracy, but we land one of them, and one of the lasers. Unfortunately, that Shadowhawk is still alive, and I'm going to let him move before the Irby Lamb does. I have no way of replacing this mech, I have no way of getting another Lamb at the moment. That's a DFA. Oof. Lands on the Marauder 3, R, and structure exposed. Pilot injury. to let him move, and he just injured my captain. This is why you don't do this. This is why you should have known better, but yeah, whatever. Now we get a called shot on his leg because he is down on the ground. Shadowhawks and I just don't get along these days, do we? I mean, first we had the one in the duel that was proving just unkillable. And now this guy. So that will be the conclusion of the mission. Happy to show off the new Marauder. Hang around for a second and I'll show you the straits the company is in.
Mission successful.
So this is what I said earlier. We have 80,007, easy for me to say, 87,072 C-bills, and we've just gotten 1.1 million as a payout for that mission, which was completely necessary. We have also, again, worked for the Wobbies, going up to actually positive 19 faction opinion. Oh no, 16. Very well. Almost getting our way up to liked. It's just, you know, maybe we should go for it, because I've heard that their faction store has some wonderful things, so, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so Trash Can is injured for 25 days after that DFA, and we need to repair the Marauder before we do anything else. Let's see if we want to do that here, or if we want to move to a different planet. We do pick up an FCS Artemis 4 and a Hunchback 4J piece. I do like the Artemis 4 cockpit slot. I love Artemis 4 ammunition. So it's the interesting thing, right? So Artemis 4 ammunition gives you a really decent accuracy bonus for your SRMs, or for your LRMs for that matter, but it doesn't have the inherent bonuses in the weapon that a Streak launcher does. However, Streak SRMs launchers can only use Streak ammunition, which means they can't benefit from the Artemis 4 accuracy bonus. It becomes a bit competitive, really, in terms of what's better. So it is just a simple repair. We didn't have any broken components. 17 days to the financial report, and till we upgrade our high-capacity power conduits. If we take a look at the command center, we have only a training day mission left. I would want to run the Marauder to do that. I wouldn't want to do that with anything else. Maybe the Dervish, but 1.5 skulls, that's really not phenomenal. You know what? We could probably do it with the Dervish. Be a good opportunity to do it anyway. 1.6 million C-bills is a wonderful payout, but we have to win, of course. The Dervish should be able to handle things at 1.5 skulls. Well, here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid we'll drop in, it'll be 2 lances of medium mechs, and our Dervish was just going to get pounded by every single shot, right? That's what I'm afraid of, because 1.6 million C-bills is a really high payout for 1.5 skulls. It makes me feel like this is that indication you can get sometimes where, yeah, they're offering you pay because the mission's harder than advertised. Okay, let's take a look at navigation. So, where can we go that is worthwhile? I don't think we're ready for 2.5 skull missions yet. We might be, but I'd rather keep it with 1.5 and 2 skull missions. So let's take a look. That's a 1.5 skull, but it is not occupied, so no contracts. There is one at Westover, Inner Sphere level civilization, Mega City. So that's gonna have a good shop. Travel time is just so long. Yeah, even longer to Sindow. There's a flashpoint down here. Prototype. No, don't care enough to do that. We're not really going to do the main campaign in this, because I did in the previous. Joint venture would be fun, except it has 4 days left, and there's no way I'm going to make it down there in time. 10 gil, 34 days, can't afford that. This would be fun. Homestar Presence, Inner Sphere, Civilization. Looks like it is... Okay, Terran World, so I prefer Arctic. Interesting, interesting. Aquaculture, Homestar Presence, Starling Presence. There's a lot here. That's going to have an amazing faction store. It's 35 days. I wonder if we can... We can save some time by going to Stendow, but this is going to be probably a lunar environment, which means it's going to be burning pretty hot. Rather not do that. It's 30 days, doesn't even save us that much. Water World. Okay. So, if we look at the Argo, we can make it 34 days. It'll get Trash Can uninjured, which is a nice thing. And it gets us in a nice central location as well, so I think that'll be good. So we're going to go ahead and move farther in. I'm going to go ahead and move farther into Free World League space. I know it's technically toward the Capellan border, but where was it? It wasn't Tengel. Yes, Andurian. This is the one I wanted. And we can... So our goal here is to work for Free Worlds League, to work for the Taurian Concordat, maybe even the Wobbies if they pay us well enough. So this is a good central location, I think. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the travel going.
Calculating course now, Commander.
Engines primed. All hands prepare.
I do really enjoy watching that thing take off.
That work order you submitted.
Marauder's fixed. This should be fine. We're gonna risk bankruptcy, so we'll have to take a couple jobs for the money to recover from that, but that's where it stands. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.